Coming of the Kingdom Part 9 Session 10天国的来临第9部分第10讲，我们继续讲圣餐的意义。Page 426 426页下。Everything in this context depends upon a true insight into the connection of the sacrifice with what is eaten and drunken at the communion table。我们在讨论这个框架里面呢，最重要的是怎么样正确的理解所献的祭，就是耶稣基督献上自己呢，是应验成全整个旧约的献祭的制度哈。献祭和在圣餐桌前所吃的、所喝的是什么？这两者之间的关系，献祭和圣餐所吃的饼、所喝的杯之间的关联，我们需要有正确的理解。In this respect， 从这个意义上来说 ，the meaning of the supper is entirely determined by the character of the Paschal meal。圣餐的意义完全是取决于逾越节晚餐的性质。That which held for it now holds for the fulfilled meaning of the Lord's Supper。 逾越节当时的意义，现在主餐圣餐要应验成全了。逾越节呢，圣餐的意义也是一样的。It is a sacrificial repast， 是一个与献祭有关的晚餐。The sacrificial repast in a preeminent sense, that is, that of the new covenant， 是一个最尊贵的献祭的晚餐，就是说设立新的约的晚餐。That is to say， 换言之 the eating and drinking, the meat and drink that are given are based on the sacrifice made and are its fruit and result。 所吃的粮食，所喝的，也就是所分出去的粮食和喝的呢，都是根据献上的祭。所以这个吃的和喝的是献祭的果子和结果 fruit and result。 Israel is given freedom to eat and drink as the redeemed people of God because the sacrifice has been made。 上帝给以色列人自由吃喝，身为上帝救赎的子民，自由的吃喝，因为当献的祭已经献上了。 Exactly the same thing happens in the Lord's Supper。 在主餐或者是晚餐所发生的完全是同样一件事 except for the fact that its first celebration anticipated the sacrifice that was to follow。 不同的是，第一次主餐的举行呢，是期待快要献上的祭，就是耶稣还没有上十字架。The body had not yet been given， 身体还没有献上。The blood had not yet been shed， 血还没有流出。Jesus was, as it were, still busy bringing the sacrifice。 我们可以说耶稣好像还在忙在把祭拿来。 Nevertheless， 虽然是如此， that which Jesus calls the bread and wine of the disciples, their life, their strength, their joy, is the fruit of the sacrifice he was going to make for them。 虽然是如此，耶稣所称为门徒的粮食、门徒的美酒，他们的生命、他们的力量、他们的喜乐，是耶稣很快就为他们献上的祭的果子。 In this sense, the bread is his body, and the cup contains his blood。 从这个，特别是这个意义上来说，饼是他的身体，杯承载着他的血。 That is, that which is received in bread and cup is the sacrificial fruit and drink of the new covenant, the fruits of the New Testament sacrificial blood。 就是说， 在饼和杯里所领受的，就是新的约的与献祭有关的饼和酒。就是说，在新的约立新的约的时候所流出的献祭的血所结出的果子 the fruits of the New Testament sacrificial blood. Consequently, 结果是什么呢？ There can be no doubt about the general meaning of the action at the Lord's Supper. 那关于在主餐圣餐所做的这个行动的一般性的意义呢，就毫不含糊了。In the light of both the celebration of the Passover and the reference to Exodus 24:8, 当我们从举行逾越节的晚餐这个角度来看，当我们从出埃及记24章第8节的角度来看的话，那么主餐或者圣餐的意义呢，是一点不含糊的。出埃及记24章第8节，摩西将血洒在百姓身上，说：“你看，这是立约的血，是耶和华按这一切话与你们立约的凭据。”这个血就是约。从逾越节的晚餐和从出埃及记24章8节的角度来看，圣餐的一般意义一点都不含糊的。For Jesus calls his sacrificial death the source and the cause of the salvation of his followers. 因为耶稣称他献祭的死，他称这个是他的门徒的救恩的来源和救恩的成因，就是因为他的死带来门徒们的得救。The founding act of the new covenant 就是设立新约的那个的作为。And in the division of the meat and drink, representing his body and blood, 当耶稣分饼和喝的，也就是代表着他的身体和他的血，当他分这个吃的和喝的时候呢， he assures his disciples, 他给他的门徒确据保证 of their share in the salvation brought about by his death, 保证说他们在耶稣的死所带来的救恩上是有份的。Here, the salvation of the kingdom of heaven proclaimed by Jesus' preaching is once again revealed in its messianic foundation and made visible and tangible to his disciples while at the same time being apportioned to them. 这里，耶稣基督所宣讲的天国的救恩，再次呢，显明这个救恩的根据是弥赛亚。在这里，就是在耶稣基督分饼和酒给门徒的时候，这个救恩再一次的成为能看到的、能触摸到确实的救恩。In one supreme concentration, as it were, in one turn of hand, 在一次过的行动，在这一刻 the Lord's Supper focuses the whole of the preaching of the gospel upon Christ's sacrifice and sets the table with it. 在这一次的行动上，圣餐把整个所宣讲的福音专注在基督献上自己的死这件事情上，所以这个筵席的设立就是以耶稣基督的死来设立的。The disciples are permitted to partake of the bread and wine of this sacrificial offering and derive from it life and joy as the permanent fruits for the time now to come. 耶稣容许他的门徒们呢，在这个饼和酒，就是在这个献祭的这个奉献上有份，而从这个饼和酒得到生命和喜乐。这个是从那个时候开始，在世上的日子这个耶稣基督献祭的持续性的果子。From this it follows that 从这件事情我们就可以看到 there is no foundation whatever for the idea that at the Lord's Supper the sacrificial act itself takes place. 我们就看到没有任何的理由说在圣餐的时候耶稣这个献祭的行动正在发生，就是说 圣餐就是耶稣献上他自己，不是的。And that the Lord's Supper and the sacrifice can be identified。这个错误的说法就是说，圣餐和耶稣献上他自己的祭是等同的，同一件事情。我们的作者说不是的啊，这个恰恰是天主教的说法。The supper is not the sacrifice itself。圣餐不是耶稣献上自己这件事情本身 ，but its application, its celebration。圣餐是耶稣献上自己的死的应用，就是把果效用出来。Its celebration 就是再次的纪念、庆祝耶稣基督献上他自己，不是献上他自己本身那件事。But only a slight shift in thought is needed to lead one astray。但是在我们思想上，稍微有一点点的转移，就使人走偏了。And to land one on a different and unbiblical track， 就使我们走一条不符合圣经的思路。In our opinion, this happens to Van der Leeuw。我们的意见是 Van der Leeuw VanDerLeeuw 这个学者们就是走这条路。When on the basis of the text concerned with the Last Supper, he draws this conclusion。因为这位学者呢，根据与最后晚餐有关的经文呢，做出这个结论。他这样说的这个是一个持天主教的圣餐观的说法。He broke the bread as his body. He poured the wine as the blood of his new covenant. 他把饼当作是他的身体来掰开。He poured the wine as the blood of his new covenant. 他倒这个酒就是他的新约的血，就是立新约的血。He replaces the sacrificial blood of the old covenant with his own blood. 他把旧约的献祭的血用他自己的血来取代了。Essentially， 所以基本上的意义就是 He sacrificed himself at this last supper。 在这个最后的晚餐，耶稣献上他自己为祭。Golgotha is only the completion of what happens here。 哥哥他上呢，只不过完成了在最后晚餐所发生的事，就是说在最后晚餐呢，耶稣就献上了自己。And further，再者，这位 Van der Leeuw 说 ，Jesus makes the sacrifice at the supper in the form of a prophetic allegory。耶稣在最后晚餐呢，就献上这个祭，不过透过一个先知性的比喻 ，yet in a concrete essential sense。但是呢，是具体的，本质上就是献上自己。This is my body, i.e., this is me。这是我的身体，就是说这就是我。引用 Van der Leeuw 的话结束。我们继续看我们的作者的批判。We are confronted here with the very fundamental conception of the gospel of the Last Supper, which forms the basis for an entire sacramental theology。 我们这里看到的这位作者的意见呢，是一个对最后晚餐的福音观一个很基本的看法。这个基本的看法呢，就形成一种的完全圣理取向的神学 but which in our opinion diverts the riverbed in a clear and remarkable way already at the source of the stream。 可是呢，我们的意见是他们在整个河流的上流那里呢，就已经转移了河床的方向。就是说，从最基本的概念上，这个天主教的圣餐观是错误的。The Lord's Supper， 下面是我们的作者正面的说法。The Lord's Supper is no more a sacrifice than is the Paschal meal。 圣餐不是献祭，就正如它不是逾越节的晚餐。It is, however, a sacrificial meal。 可是圣餐是一次的餐是一个与献祭有关的晚餐 ，a sacrificial meal。 The sacrifice is the presupposition and not the content of the meal。 耶稣所献上的祭是最后晚餐的前提，而不是它的实质的意义或者是 content 的内容。At the Paschal repast, the lamb was no more killed, although eaten, than did Jesus offer himself in parabolic form at the Last Supper。 在逾越节的晚餐呢，那个时候并不是杀那个羔羊的时刻，虽然是吃羔羊的时刻，就等于耶稣并不是在最后晚餐的时候 用一个寓意性来献上他自己为祭，不是的。在逾越节也没有在那天晚上吃饭的时候杀羊，在最后晚餐耶稣也没有献上他自己。 He only assures his disciples in a most vivid way of the fruit of the sacrifice of his life. 耶稣是用一个最生动的方法向他的门徒们保证他献上他性命所带来的果子是什么。So long as the Last Supper is viewed within the framework of the Paschal meal, 我们只要持续着从逾越节的晚餐这个架构来看最后的晚餐， there can be no doubt at all about the meaning of Jesus' actions with the bread and wine. 我们就没有疑问，我们知道耶稣分饼分酒的意义是什么。It is true that van der Leeuw will not admit that Jesus' Last Supper was a Paschal meal in spite of the undeniable pronouncements of the gospel. 不错， van der Leeuw 这位的神学家呢，他不肯承认耶稣的最后晚餐是逾越节的晚餐，虽然福音书里面有毫无疑问的宣告是如此。But even apart from this framework, which however is more than a setting, but in all kinds of ways proves to be the foundation of the entire record of the Lord's Supper, 就算不是用这个框架来看，而这个框架本身呢，不仅仅是一个历史的处境，各种的层面来看呢，这个框架逾越节的框架呢，就是整个圣餐的记载背后的基础就算我们不用逾越节这个架构 ，an accurate exegesis of Jesus' words， 我们若是精准的解释耶稣所讲的话 ，can never infer from them， 我们就从不会推论说 that during the supper he was busy sacrificing himself in the form of a prophetic allegory， 我们就不会做出这种结论，说耶稣在最后晚餐的时候呢，在忙着献上他自己，虽然是用一种先知性的寓意来献上他自己，不是的。When Jesus says, "This is my body"， 当耶稣说这是我的身体的时候 ，He does not at all refer to what he is breaking, but to what he is distributing。 这个是我们的作者很精彩的说法。他说，当耶稣说这是我的身体的时候，他并不是在指他所掰开的，乃是在指他分给门徒的。It is not the action of breaking, but the food received out of Jesus' hands that is spoken about in the form of a prophetic allegory。 假如说是一种先知性的事先的一种比喻的话，那不是在于掰饼这个动作，乃是从耶稣手中领饼这个动作。Already, for the understanding of the action with respect to the bread, this has a fundamental significance. 在这里要认识耶稣为饼做了什么呢？这个是最基本的、很重要的一点。It is true that later the breaking of the bread was also incorporated into the symbolism as signifying the breaking of Christ's body. 没有错。后来呢，饼的掰开也包含在整个的象征里面掰开饼就是指耶稣的身体为我们破碎。But it is doubtful if this extension of the symbolism is effective and meaningful. 但是我们怀疑把这个象征从分饼延伸到掰饼，掰饼也是个象征了。我们怀疑这种的做法是否有效，是否有意义。There is no point in appealing to the account in 1 Corinthians 11:24, which is broken for you. 假如我们诉诸于哥林多前书11章24节是为你们掰开的，这个是毫无意义的 because it is not an authentic interpretation. For exactly the word broken is obviously not original. 这个不是一个很正确的解释，因为掰开这个字为你们，就是我的身体为你们掰开这个 broken 这个字，就是不是原稿有的一个字。所以呢，是 given for you， 英文说是给你们的，不是为你们破碎的。And further， 不但如此 ，the breaking of the bread in no way suggests the violent tearing asunder of a body。不但如此，把饼掰开一点都没有意味着把身体撕破。It was much rather the customary action of the father of a family at every meal。这个只不过是家长父亲在每一次吃饭的时候习惯性所做的事情，把面包掰开。 The bread was not cut into pieces. 饼没有切成一块块。But was broken 只是掰开。And besides, 不但如此 the idea of the breaking of flesh or body was entirely foreign to the sacrificial terminology. 把人的身体或者肉把它掰开，在整个献祭的词汇上完全是陌生的，没有这回事。The sacrificial action consists in the shedding of the sacrificial blood. 献祭这个行动是在于这个祭牲流血 not in the tearing asunder of the sacrificial flesh. 不是把这个动物的肉把它撕破，不是的。Finally, 最后 Elsewhere in the gospel, it is emphatically stated. 在其他的地方，在福音书其他地方呢，非常的强调说 that in Jesus' death, just as in that of the Paschal Lamb, not a bone of him was broken. John 19:36. 福音书在约翰福音19章36节很清楚的说，当耶稣死的时候，就正如在逾越节的羔羊死的时候，一块骨头都没有折破。But even if one should hold that this breaking can be meaningfully applied to what happened to Jesus' body, 但是就算有人坚持说这个掰开呢，可以是指耶稣身体发生了什么事，就算你相信这个 it remains undeniable that at the Last Supper, this symbolism is no way expressed in the so-called words about the bread. 但是毫无疑问的，你就算信这个，在最后晚餐的时候，这个象征呢一点都没有在饼掰开所讲的话里面所表达出来。And that there can be no question of a sacrificial ritual. 我们绝对不能说在最后晚餐有一次的献祭的仪式再发生，不是的。This statement holds even more clearly for the wine and for the bread. 我们在讲这个话呢，我们在讲这一点呢，对酒就更加的清楚了。When Jesus says, "For this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many," 当耶稣说这个是我立新约的血，是为多人流出的。It cannot refer to the action of pouring the wine into the cup. 这句话肯定就不能是指耶稣把酒倒进杯这个动作 but only to the distributing of the wine as the blood of Christ. 当耶稣这样说的时候，当然是指他把酒当作是基督的血分给门徒，这个分酒的动作。And this for the simple reason that the pouring of the wine into the cup cannot possibly be linguistically denoted as a shedding. 理由很简单，把酒倒进杯，你用希腊文的字呢，肯定不能是指流血的流。And when Vandeleur writes that Jesus poured out the wine as the blood of the new covenant, 所以当 Vandeleur 这位学者说耶稣倒酒作为他新约的血这样倒出来 and infers that 这样推论说 in essence he was sacrificing himself at this meal. 所以呢，基本上耶稣在这个最后晚餐呢，就是献上了自己，因为他倒他的血出来。He only transfers his own ideas into the original text. 他只不过把他自己的概念呢，把它转移进到希腊文的原稿里面 and that in a very radical way. 而且是非常的极端的做法。There is not the faintest suggestion. 这里毫无一点丝毫的意义，暗示着说 in the text of a symbolic pouring out of the wine into the cup. 一点都没有意味着说，这里有一种象征式的把酒流出来、倒出来进到杯里。The parallelism between pouring out of wine and shedding of blood is perfectly alien to the text and to linguistic usage. 把酒倒出来和流出血来，假如要把这两个当成平衡的话，对原稿来说完全是陌生的，对希腊文用字来说完全陌生的。我们下一讲继续讲这个酒，那就不是耶稣亲自在流血的一个的象征。分杯就是，倒酒就不是，就等于带饼不是，分饼是。好，我们下次继续。